When I was in Papua New Guinea for many years, I learned a lot about a lot of their customs. And one level for outsiders appears to be great generosity, that they would share with each other, that they would work with each other, help each other. And if somebody said, "I like your shirt," I'd take it off and give it to him. So it seemed like a lot of generosity. However, I also learned in that there was a lot of self-preservation and looking out for self, because people would say to me, Father, if I don't help them, then they won't help me. For instance, there was one man, mature man with a family, he was an accountant working in the finance department, and he would regularly pay school fees for many of the children of his relatives back in the village. And he would send food home to the village. He'd pay a lot of things for the people at home in the village. So I asked him about it, and he said, "Father, by doing what I'm doing, helping them and paying for them, they are looking after my land rights, so that when I go home to the village, I will have my rights to land." And some years later, he went home and he built a nice house. Anyway, this is all part of the story of the two young lads. Their father said, "Go and work in the vineyard." And one said yes, the other said no. Then they changed, and the one who said yes said no, and the one who said no, he said yes. Now, there's human motivation in it. Why did they do that? Were they just looking after their own interests? Were they frightened their father might take some of the inheritance from them, or something like this? But what I want to say is, what were they committed to? Were they committed to the welfare of their father, of the family? Were they committed to doing what their father wanted? Or were there selfish interests? So we can ask ourselves too now about our commitment to Christ. Do we believe in Christ? We say we believe. Do we believe? And if we believe, do we follow it? This is the important thing. Do we follow it? Jesus said somewhere else, "Love one another as I have loved you." That's the only commandment. Love one another as I have loved you. So, do we love one another? In action. Every day. Now that's different to doing something because if I help you now, you will help me afterwards. That's a different thing. And the mission office tries to do this whenever we fund projects overseas. Practical, down to earth, in action, love one another. This is our mission. You've been with Mission Alive from the MSC Mission Office.